As a mortgage lender, have you ever thought or said,
I do have one question: how to network in a crowded market? As a mortgage lender, there are a lot of mortgage lenders out there, and we're all competing for the same networking group. So the question is how to stand out, how to market well in a crowded market.
well, we're going to cover that and a whole lot more coming up.
Just tips for better virtual networking, I think. Since we're still not meeting in person, a lot of networking I'm doing is virtual, and I'm open to suggestions for doing better.
Okay.
I think that's good for now.
Okay. Yes, there's competition, but we don't worry about it. And I'll explain. We're going to get people to actually raise their hand who want to talk to you. It's interesting. In my land investing business, I have no competition because you're never going to meet anybody who does land. In networking groups, I have tons of competition. Lori, anybody can do a loan. I mean, I've met 10,000 mortgage lenders in my life. But if I was to sit down and think about any industry in my networking groups, and I thought I need a loan, one or two names are going to pop up. If I need a financial planner, one or two names are going to pop up. Though anybody in the groups, right? And I have a big selection because I got a lot of groups in a huge network. Nothing to do with rate. It's Lori. The only thing Lori has to worry about is Lori. Everybody has rate. So what makes Lori different? Things like follow up, things like reaching out, things like Lori has a very soothing personality that kind of calms me, right? So does Marcella, even though she's a little more high strung in that side of the business. But for the most part, Lori's a very comforting person to me. If you were high strung like me, I'd freak out because it'd be two pieces of fire. And when two pieces of fire touch, it explodes. So you kind of temper me. And I'm assuming there's times, because I've pretty much accidentally do this to everywhere, where I might get your blood pumping a little bit because I'm a little bit more high strung and crazy. So there are going to be some people who love my personality type and some hate it. There's going to be some who love yours, and some are going to be like, she's a little too mellow. But some people go, I like it because if she's working on finances, I don't want some hyper crazy person. So, and that's for any business. I'm not just strictly talking about you and mortgages. Anybody in any business, I don't really want a 90-mile-an-hour high strung brain surgeon,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So yes, there's a million mortgage lenders, but a smart power partner, i.e. real estate agent, financial planner, estate planning attorney, CPA, on and on and on, should have one. And this is not even, how do you say things without sounding racist or anything? There's language barriers.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a real estate agent, I need somebody who speaks Chinese, Korean, Mandarin, Hindi, Farsi, Spanish, right, and said every language, because then I'm going to lose clients. And I'm pretty sure, at least in my world of networking, I've always met more real estate agents than mortgage lenders. I have a feeling there's more real estate agents than mortgage lenders. And I don't know that for a fact, but I think every real estate agent should have one of every flavor, like Baskin Robbins, because you never know what kind of client you're going to run into. Now, in Windermere, where I am, if you don't, and I'm sorry for anybody watching this who's Indian, I don't know the Punjabi, I don't know the language, but like my whole neighborhood is Indian and Chinese. So, Mandarin, Cantonese, Punjabi, every kind of language out there. Then, Lori, you're going to come in. And if you didn't have all of those different types of real estate agents, then someone's going to come to you and you're not going to be able to serve your client as good. But part of this is your job to position yourself when the time is right. Now, also in the mortgage world, if you want to buy a home, the first person before anybody you should talk to is your mortgage lender. Because, and I see these people, these real estate groups all the time. Oh, I had this client right at the last minute, blah, blah, blah. Did you get a contract? Did you get a pre-approval letter? Did you have them talk to more? No, I showed $1 million homes. They weren't pre-approved. And the guy pre-approved, they were pre-approved for $500,000. So how much time did you waste? In the mortgage world, you need to be the go-to person, because a person is technically supposed to go to you first, and then you funnel it to the real estate agent. Though what I've seen is most real estate transactions go real estate agent to mortgage lender back to the real estate agent. So these are just things that you could position yourself. Forget real estate. You can educate more financial planners, CPAs, estate planning attorneys, and we're going to go down the list, because that's part of the education of all of this, is having a long list of power partners. But if if you educate them that, and we're going to go to the quotes, the reticular activating system of the elevator speech of your mortgage business. And they're not much different than ones I have on the back of my card. But if you trained a financial planner, hey, when you hear somebody say we're having a baby, we have a bonus check coming in, we're looking to diversifying, buy some more real estate, and you program their minds and say, just so you know, now that you've heard those things, you know, before they talk to a real estate agent, they have to get pre-approved. That's Lori educating all these other power partners. Real estate agents know that, but all these other power partners, you educate them, where most mortgage lenders go, hey, Mr. Financial Planner, when your client needs a loan. So if you're going in there using the quotes, educating them, make it as easy as possible for them to send the referral, i.e. making templates, a referral template. You have a coffee meeting, and we'll kind of run through what that looks like. But then if you met a financial planner and you sent them a template, if you have someone who says, and you already know all the quotes on the back of my, let's see if it'll focus. Anybody watching this, pause the video and look at the quotes. That's my land investing business. But if you give the proper mortgage quotes to a financial planner, for instance, and say, I'm going to make it as easy as possible. Here's a email. I just need these 6 things answered, and I'll take it from there. If you do all these things, Lori, you're so far above. And then also I'm going to talk to you today about how to actually set the coffee meeting that doesn't sound like you're trying to just get loans out of people. You're going to have people contact. Just look right here. Marcellus Kendall III, real estate agent in Good Day. Just got my first call back from the admin of a family law attorney interested in meeting with me. Nice. I'm going to walk you through this system that he's just now doing to get people to contact you saying, yes, I want to meet. Okay. So you want to go over that a little bit?
Yeah, that would be great.
So I'm going to give you the framework today. So I have a full video on this on my YouTube channel. I'm going to breeze through this, and I'm going to give you some ideas on how to set the coffee meeting. We're not going to get it all done today, but I'm going to give you a nice framework for it. So Lori, you know who I am, but there's people watching this that don't, or going to be watching this that don't. So I'm going to quickly, I'm going to go over all of this, but this is kind of the blueprint for building your network. And it's the same, Lori, there's 4 industries this works unbelievably well with, and that's real estate, mortgage, financial planner, insurance. It's almost all exactly this. It's literally 95% the same. First thing we need is an avatar. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, what foundation networking is built on, the 4 ways to build your business, 2 referral sources, leads versus referrals, what's power partnering. I'm not going to really go into circle prospecting today. And I'll talk a little bit about the indirect sales approach to get the coffee meetings. Okay. So Joyce I'm going to change the words for you, Lori. Joyce is a mortgage lender who dreams of becoming a high producing professional in her office. Currently, Joyce's focus is on how to get more referrals and to make more money. Ultimately, Joyce really wants to get more loans and have financial security. Right this minute, Joyce would be ecstatic if she could find more buyers and stop cold calling. Unfortunately, Joyce still needs to figure out how to get more referrals, stand out from all the other agents in her area, get more business without spending tons of money on marketing. Now, this last sentence, did you not have that as one of your issues?
Yes.
How is Lori going to stand out? Joyce is also really frustrated with the fact that her network does not send her referrals. Other mortgage lenders earn more money than she does. People always want discounts, and people don't even have a clue what they want. Plus, she feels she needs to get the answers to these questions before she can move on. How can I get more referrals? How can I find more buyers? How can I double or even triple my income and still work less? Joyce is also hung up on the idea that cold calling works. Marketing for leads is the best way to get more loans. And there's so many coaches out there, she doesn't know where to turn for help. In fact, she feels like cold leads don't work well, but she needs more business to earn more money so she can reach her goals. When all is said and done, Joyce just wants to be one of the most successful mortgage lenders in her office, spend more time with her family on her hobbies. Lori likes to write. Lori likes to travel. She wants more money so she can travel and feel in control of her life and stop chasing crappy cold leads around. To help Lori, and Lori always had the course. So to help Joyce, I would invite her to check out my webinar-based training called One Referral Away. It's at onereferralaway.com. I'll teach you how to create an ongoing referral machine, blah, blah, blah. So step 1, Lori, you need an avatar. I have the software If you want, at another time, we can sit down, you answer the questions, and it kicks out your avatar of your perfect client. Now, what I just read to you is my perfect client. So a real estate, mortgage, financial planner, and insurance falls into that avatar. Yours is a investor, first-time home buyer, correct?
Right.
So we need to go ahead.
And I also came up with another one that so far has been starting to bring me business. I'm also looking to help single women who are interested in buying their first home,
awesome,
or refinancing, or helping people coming out of a divorce to get their own home.
Laura, you'd be shocked how many parcels of land we've sold to women who just got divorced, like tons. So that's very good. Good. So hold that for when we get to Power Partners, because that's going to be critically important for Power Partners. Okay.
Perfect.
So step one, you have to have an avatar for each one of those. Like the one I just read was strictly real estate agent, though on the fly, it was hard for me to do, but on the fly, I had to change all of her problems to mortgage lender.
Right.
But you should have a different avatar filled out for each one. So you know precisely if you're going to talk to, you want divorced women, you better start talking to family law attorneys. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to do investor script. You're not going to do just getting married script. You're going to use the just getting divorced script. So you have to have the exact avatar that resonates with the marriage and family therapist, and also family law attorney. So you need to have multiple avatars, a different avatar for each different kind of client. Okay. So I would have 4, really 5. Well, it's 7 if you want to be real estate, mortgage, financial planner, insurance, dentists, chiropractors, network marketers. Those 7 or 8 industries, I can kill it. But it works for any industry, really. Laura, you know this. I'll breeze through it. I was an engineer, and then I worked for Cisco Systems as a recruiter. Rode a wave of fame and fortune at .com world multimillionaire at 29, broke at 30, .com crash. I have 2 different courses on networking. You have one referral away, the Essentials course. I also have a course called Mastery, which is all about power partnering. I teach networking. I run networking groups, and I bring in 50 to 75% of the business for our land investing business that my wife does. Bankrupt 2008, homeless, and now not anymore. I've had over 6,000 one-on-one coffee meetings, facilitated well over 1,000 networking groups, which are all virtual now. 2008, I got divorced. I was broke. My car got repossessed. I lived in that office, put my clothes in there, showered at the gym, homeless for 6 months. That's the actual futon that I slept on. I did a seminar with Les Brown when I was broke sauce, but I knew this stuff worked. And I didn't really start teaching it until I had tremendous success with it. So I kind of floated along just doing it. And then all of a sudden, after I had some success, I started teaching it. There's a lot of people out there that teach things, Laura. You got to watch also who you're having coach you. Now, in spirituality, then you find the most spiritual person you can find. But when it comes to money, there's a lot of people out there teaching stuff, and they're broke. So they really probably shouldn't be teaching. And I waited until I had tremendous success that started teaching this, because that was the actual proof that it really worked. Got a chance to, so I shared the stage with Les Brown, and then I got divorced, and I met Marcella. We've been on, 7, 8, 9 trips around the world. That's our 3rd trip of Mu'urea. That's Santorini. You know these areas better than I do. I don't know if you've been to Mu'urea more than me, but you've probably been to Santorini more than I have. I got 3 trips to Mu'urea. For those who know, Lori also does travel. So there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to compare to anything she's done. But I've been able to go from homeless to going around the world 9 times. We've done well over 650 real estate transactions. I've never bought a lead. I've never cold called. I've never door knocked. And when I tell you I've never cold called, I have never picked up the phone to look for business. Now, I've looked for power partner relationships, which we'll get into shortly, but I have never looked for a client, ever. I find people who have my client, and I teach them how to send it to me. That's what I do. Laura, you don't have a big ego. So I used to have a humongous ego, and I walked into the wrong room at the wrong time. And a guy worth hundreds of millions of dollars kicked me in the ass and said, "You want to get rich? Take your 10-gallon ego hat off and leave it at the door. If you want to stay broke, keep your ego hat on." And I said, "Here you go. Here you go. Take my hat, baby." And there's a fine line, Lori, between confidence and cocky. And I'd like to say I'm confident. Hopefully I don't come across as arrogant or cocky. Just I'm damn good at this, and it's maybe millions of dollars, and I just want to teach it to people. To have to build a network, most people go down the road of, I hate to like throw names out there and then say it's not that good, but Joe Stumpf, his stuff is good for beginners. Brian Buffini is mostly about premising and marketing and paying money, and the Fairy father and son. These guys they look at networking as an afterthought. They talk a lot about leads. And I think they don't talk about referrals because they just don't know really anything about how to build a referral-based practice. So that's where I come in. I don't know anything about signing mortgage contracts. I don't know anything about real estate contracts. I know one thing, Lori. I know how to bring in referrals so you don't get stood up, so you don't have to chase garbage, so people aren't constantly asking for discounts. And one of the reasons this big thing, you got to track everything, Lori, you got to track the numbers, is because you need to get tons of leads in to close a few. Here's the problem with leads, Lori. When someone comes to you and then you got to talk to them, you got to interview them, you got to run their credit. I don't know, you could have 10 minutes to a few hours with them. And then if you're going to do the loan with them, it's many, many hours. Now, when you have a lead, there's people right at the last minute. They don't listen to you, Lori, because they don't really respect you. And you're in process on the loan. And this, I don't know if this has happened to you yet, but I know 100 people this has happened to. Right before the loans close, Lori, they go buy a car or they buy a washer dryer on credit. And there goes the whole loan down the tubes.
Yep.
So these things happen a lot more when you bring in leads where they don't know you, they don't trust you, they just found you on Facebook. You did Facebook leads or LinkedIn leads. I want you to always remember this. When you advertise, you're commoditized. They care about price. They care about, can I get a discount? There's no loyalty. When it comes in on a referral. So just to paint a picture, if you're a real estate agent and a financial planner sends you one of their clients saying they got the money, they want to buy a home, they're ready to go, here's their info. Lori, if a CPA says, in fact, I'll use Marcella's card. If a CPA is sitting with a client and that client says, I have X amount of money, I got a bonus check coming in, whatever, we own a home, we're looking at buying another property. If a CPA goes, call Lori so she can get you pre-approved, because you have to talk to a mortgage lender before you talk to a real estate agent. When that person calls you on the phone and says, hey, Lori, my name's Rick, my CPA told me to call you to get my loan. If that happens, Lori, do you need to know anything about closing? Do you need to be some expert closer?
For sales? Yes.
No, for that sale. For this scenario, if my CPA tells me to call you, I call you and say, Lori, my CPA told me to call you so you could do my loan. Do you need to be an expert salesperson? It's 95% done. You don't need to know anything about sales. Zero. Except this. This is all you need to know about sales. If my CPA tells me to call you, Lori is going to do your loan, and I call you, the only thing, Lori, you need to know about sales is sign here.
That's how can I help?
If my CPA tells you to call me, there's a very little chance that at the last minute I'm going to go, hey, Lori, my next door neighbor does loans, I'm going to go with her.
Right.
But in these real estate groups, every day somebody says, somebody left me, their cousin just got their real estate license, their mother-in-law is a real estate agent, so I did all this work and they left me. If the referral, not a lead, if a qualified referral comes to you from an estate planning attorney, from a financial planner, from an estate planning attorney, from a real estate agent, and they say, Lori's going to do your loan for you, the loyalty is at a level that the only way Lori's not going to close that loan is if Lori screws something up. There's no way you're going to lose it unless you show up late or screw something up. Other than that, it's 90% done. Leads are work, discounts. They may not show up. They may stand you up. There's nothing holding a lead accountable. Referrals are held accountable by the referral source if done properly. And those of you who never heard this before, you might want to listen back to what I just said like 5 times to really get that. So now the foundation, Lori, The foundation of your network is elevator speech. Now, have you watched my videos and created a mortgage elevator speech yet?
It's in process, but it's not finished. So I'm looking for coaching on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So not today, but the most important parts of it, and my videos are on, I'll send you the link.
Yeah.
Name, company name, benefits of working with you, and then we need the quotes.
Right.
I've been renting for a long time. I wonder what I qualify for. I'm thinking about buying a second home. We're getting married, thinking about buying the first home. The last kid's out of school. Hey, empty nesters, we're looking to downsize. Getting married, third kid on the way. We got to get a bigger home. You teach everybody those quotes. I just gave them to you. Just watch this replay back, and I just did your elevator speech for you. But those quotes, Lori, those quotes are the concrete under this house. Because if this house and this house doesn't have a good foundation, then at the first sign of trouble, it's going to collapse. And if you want to have a beautiful home that doesn't have a broken foundation, we got to have a good foundation, and that's the elevator speech. Okay, elevator speech is the foundation. Elevator speech, and then the proper mentality, which we're kind of working on now. This helps with the foundation, the proper elevator speech, and then you have to have. I just so happened, I didn't plan this, but I have the book. So instead of you reading 350 pages, I went through this book and some other books too. And there are 6 laws that you have to follow if you want to have success in networking. The law of reciprocity, the law of attraction, the law of mutual exchange, the law of increasing returns, the law of abundance, and Parkinson's law, which none of them I'm going in detail today. They're in the course in as much detail as I can do, but we need to follow the laws. There's only one law in the world, Lori, and this goes for all the universal laws. There's one law that you have broken hundreds of times. I can prove it because you're alive. You want to know what law it is?
Yes.
You have to, for short times in your life, you have got to break the law of gravity or the airplane's going to crash, right?
Right.
That's the only law you can break. But these 6 laws you cannot break if you want. Just as a real, look at the bottom right, the right hand, the law of mutual exchange. So here's where most people, even in my networking groups, and especially in the real estate world, break the law of mutual exchange. Now, the law of mutual exchange is this, Lori. Hey, I'm a real estate agent, and Lori, I gave you somebody. Lori, I gave you this person, they needed a loan. And Lori, I gave you this person, they need a loan. And Lori, I gave you this person, I needed a loan. And then they go like this. Where's your referrals back to me? And people go, well, these referrals, that referral source sucks. I'm not sending them any more referrals. They don't send me referrals. The law of mutual exchange, and so does the law of reciprocity, says you give with no thought of return. Mm-hmm. If you think about getting something in return, you've broken definitely the law of reciprocity and the law of mutual exchange, where you have certain cultures where one person says, I have an apple, the other person says I have an orange, and they're trying to barter back and forth to see who can get more oranges and more apples for the other guy. And that's not the law of mutual exchange, and that is not the law of reciprocity. Give with no thought of return. So if a real estate agent's giving you something expecting to get clients back, no, that's not how it works. You give with no thought of return. The law of mutual exchange is, Lori, you give, and then guess what? You might not get back from that person. But I can't tell you how many times in my life I've given referral after referral after referral after referral to the same person. And then out of the blue, I get a phone call and somebody does $1 million with us. Where'd that come from? It came from a referral, but why did that person send it? Because I've put so much energy in the world, it's going to come back. It was always going to come back. But the same thing, law of increasing returns. When a farmer plants the seeds, right? He does a hard day of work of seed planting. Does he look down at the seeds and go, what's your problem? What's your problem? Why aren't you producing? No, they plant the seeds and plant the seeds and plant the seeds and plant the seeds, knowing, Lori, if they plant the seeds in the right soil with the right temperature, the right water, the right fertilizer, and the right taking care of it, taking care of the soil, a crop is going to grow. Not just a crop, Lori, because we can have a bunch of plants like a corn crop, but then all those ears of corn. So it's not just a corn crop, it's all the ears of corn. That's from Lori doing things with no thought of return. Yes, I know you want to do loans, but if you talk to people and your only goal for talking to them is to get loans, then you're breaking like half the laws on the screen. If you break the law, you don't get the referral-based practice. A lot of those guys I named, the Buffinis, the Stumps, the Ferries, they don't go this deep. They just go, oh, SOI. Just go meet real estate. Go meet mortgage lenders and financial planners. That's not networking. That's just talking to people. That's called marketing. We're talking about networking. It's not marketing. So 17 years, my entire life is around just this one topic. I don't know anything else. I just know how to get the phone to ring with people who want to do business with you. So you have to have faith. I'm not going to go into this. If you're driving across the country, and I'll go into a little bit. If you're driving across the country at night, you cannot see, if you're in California, you cannot see New York. You can only see as far as the headlights aim. But when you get down the road, then you can see farther. You just got to have faith. If you're going to, yeah, I already did the seed thing, but if you're just going to plant the seeds, you're going to have coffee meeting after coffee meeting after coffee meeting after coffee. Until Laura, you have so much freaking coffee meetings. Your Zoom is going, damn, you have a lot of coffee meetings. And then this, and oh my God. And then you go, oh my God. And it's still, this is so much freaking work. It's so hard. Yeah. You know what's hard? This isn't hard. This is fun meeting with people. You and I, what we're doing right now, we're having fun. What's hard is placing ads and having 500 people contact you and chasing and running a database, and 90% of the people stand you up or show up late. That's not fun. And then this, and then, those are referrals. Yay. I forgot these slides were in here, which is why I did all those freaking examples, forgetting I put the slides in here. So you got to have the right elevator speech. I don't want to go too deep into that today, because today's kind of, I'm trying to build your whole foundation, Lori. And then a lot of this is in the course you bought. And if you haven't seen the online version, I'll get you it's all on onereferralaway.com. Mm-hmm. And I want to show you a quick testimony. This is my friend Andy. Andy was in my groups a while back. I've been working with Rick about a year now on how to go about networking. He totally overhauled the way I do my elevator pitch and taught me how to become more effective out in the business community. Directly from the coaching I've gotten from Rick, I now have over $6,000 a month in recurring business. Andy went to Cornell. I think he's got an MBA from Cornell, and I can't remember where he went to another college. Andy's IQ is like so much higher than mine, but they don't teach networking in schools. That's the big problem. Everybody thinks this is networking. Hey, Lori, I do mortgages. Hey, John, I do mortgages. Hey, that's called marketing. That is not networking. But most people who teach networking actually teach marketing. So you got to know the job of a professional networker. Now, Lori, you're going to become a professional networker, a professional advertiser, or a professional cold caller. I can help you with two of those. I can actually help you become a professional cold caller. I'm great at cold calls because I made tens of thousands 20 years ago until I learned how to not make them anymore. If you have to use the phone, I can teach you scripting that will 2 to 5-fold your returns on talking to clients, though I don't think you ever should be reaching out to clients. But if you do, I can make you good at it. The job of a professional networker is do not ever look for clients. Yes, I'm telling real estate agents, mortgage lenders, insurance agents, and financial planners, do not ever, under any circumstance, ever look for clients. Talk to people who already have them. Talk to people who already have them. That's called power partnering. It's called SOI, sphere of influence, POI, purse of influence, COI, center of influence, COI, circle of influence. In the world of networking, it's really called power partner. Laura, you're pretty new in the business, so you're not going to have a ton of numbers to track. But, you know, I ask about what percentage of business is from leads, what percentage is from past clients, what would you like your business to look like? Are you cold calling, lead generating, chasing people around? So these are the only 4 ways you can build your business, okay? There's only 4. There's no other way. You can cold call. You can advertise. Word of mouth, Lori, you're experiencing it now. Word of mouth is, Lori, you used to be in a completely different industry. I can't remember if it was high tech. You were a business person. You weren't a mortgage lender. You weren't a travel agent. You were corporate. Okay. The day you became a travel agent, okay, you told everybody you're doing travel, everybody you know.
Right.
That falls under the blue of word of mouth. Okay. That's word of mouth. But then you started talking to strangers. You joined my networking group. You joined other networking groups. You were going out networking, before COVID messed us all up a little bit. That's networking. So cold calling is you looking for clients. Advertising is Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, whatever, or any kind of lead purchasing you're doing. That's advertising. That brings in, so cold calling and advertising brings in leads. That's why it's in red, because red is red alert. Red is, I wouldn't do it. And I want to clear up a point I was making earlier about how much time you spend with your clients. Real estate agents spend I think more time, Lori, because you're getting them pre-approved and they have to do the research. They have to drive to all these houses, then the inspections and all that, right?
Right.
So all of those hours and hours and hours, real estate agents have to spend with their clients, and they want to work with cold leads, people. They have to spend an hour teaching them who they are to build trust and rapport. Where if a financial planner said, call this real estate agent to help you buy a home, it's 95% done. It saves hours. And if you want to start doing multiple transactions a month, it's hours of saved time per month, especially if you're doing lead generating. It's the worst. Financial planner, insurance agent, mortgage, real estate. The worst thing you could do is lead generate for clients. Now you could lead generate for other things. Like for me, for buyers and sellers both, the amount of time, certainly for buyers, lead generating, sellers maybe, but the loyalty and the savings of time on building a referral-based practice still outpaces any day doing this cold stuff, because you still have to sell yourself. So word of mouth is telling your friends, and then networking is strangers. So whatever you do, you have business coming in. Laura, you can't help everybody. They want a $10 million home and they're pre-approved for $800,000. You can't help them. You want to find that out during the pre-screen, pre-close phase. They might want to move to a different state. Maybe you're not licensed in that state, whatever it is. Real estate agents, like Marcellus, who I just showed you that Facebook email. He does Baltimore, Maryland, DC, 500,000 to $1 million. He doesn't do 300,000 and he doesn't do 3 million. So this is the pre-screen where that's figured out. So you're not wasting your time. Mm-hmm. And then we get paid. Yay. And then what? Yay. Then guess what? This is the part that almost everyone misses. Hey, Lori, just drip on them after they've purchased from. That's the best referral. But no one knows how to build a referral source of their past clients. That's partly of the quotes of your elevator speech, which we're not going to dig too deep on. But you got to teach these people how to send you referrals. And if you get really good at this, Lori, after you get a big enough client base built, then this right here becomes something that's, a couple hours a month. Because once these people start sending you business, you've got a reoccurring business here just from past clients, where really, me personally, word of mouth, once you tell everybody, word of mouth is gone. Cold calling and advertising, I would never do. So you just do some networking every month, and very selective and very picky. So now, those are the 4 ways to build your business. There's only 2 places to get it from in networking. Well, I'm going to cut you in half, Lori. On one side, there's 3. Past, current, and future clients. That's where you can get referrals, okay? And the other side is power partners. We're going to dig a little bit more into power partners here shortly, because most people know COI, because the supposed big-time real estate coaches call it COI and SOI, and it's really not. It's power partner. I'm sorry, but in networking, it's power partner. It's not COI. It's not POI. It's not SOI. It's called the power partner. So that's the term I'm using. So the course you have is on the left-hand side. Lori, the course you don't have is on the networking mastery side, which is the power partner course. Okay, so Let's talk about the definition of selling, marketing, and networking. Selling is first and foremost a transaction between the seller and the prospective buyer or buyer. Seller is the art of persuading the consumer that buying the product or service will benefit him or her. Selling is a process by which one person guides other people's behavior along a path in a desired direction, culminating in getting a loan in your case. Marketing is an organizational function, a set of processes for creating, communicating, and delivering value to customers. The ongoing process of moving people closer to making a decision to purchase your product or service. If it doesn't facilitate a sale, it's not marketing. So marketing does two things. It gets people, builds confidence and trust, and knocks down the trust bridge, or builds up the trust bridge and knocks down any barriers, so they sign in on a dotted line. So selling is getting people to sign in on a dotted line. Marketing is giving them confidence to do it, and or it's bringing in leads. Networking is through the law of reciprocity, a system in which you help others reach their personal and professional goals, knowing that in return you'll be helped in reaching yours. What networking is not is calling someone on the phone and saying, "Hi, can I help you purchase or sell your home? If not, I'd love to be that person when you're ready in the future. What can I do to earn your business?" That's called prospecting, circle prospecting, cold calling. It's too much freaking work. You're begging people. You're knocking on doors. You look desperate. You're cold calling. You look desperate. Here's the thing, Lori, if you call people on the phone, if you're knocking on doors, there's only one reason you're doing that, because you don't have business. And a lot of people equate somebody not having business to maybe being not that good. So sometimes cold calling and door knocking means you're not that good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you. We're not going to get it all done in this session, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to get real estate agents, financial planners, estate planning attorneys, and CPAs to chase you. Okay?
I like it.
Now, those people already have your client. If you teach them how to send you referrals, then you're not walking up and down the street like most real estate agents have to, is knocking on doors. The reason the Buffinis, the Stumps, and the Ferries teach that is because they know zero about networking. Okay? And yes, my challenge in life before I die is to show people that there's a better way than circle prospecting and cold calling and just doing. And here's the thing, Lori, people who rely on cold calling, what happens when the power goes down? I mean, I just have a guy I'm in a YouTube group, and he's having a hard time getting anything done because it's snowing. You want to go door knock in the snow? Oh, well, I just won't door knock when it's snowing. Good. So for like 6 or 8 weeks a year, when it's pouring rain or snowing, you're out of business. And I know a lot of people who would kill you if you knocked on their door during COVID. So if you were a door knocker, you're getting hammered. But if you knew this, you would not be getting hammered, which I'm going to show you. The responses from a survey I did: your favorite ways to generate referrals. I ask, I lead generate, I use a credit repair platform. I talk to past clients and family members, past clients, and I simply ask. Lori, you ask for leads, you earn referrals. So when I sent an email out saying, what's your favorite way to get referrals? I ask, leads. I lead generate, leads. I use a credit repair platform, leads. I talk to past clients and family members, leads. Past clients, leads. I simply ask, leads. You have to teach them how to send you referrals. It's a big difference. A lead is a name and a number. We'll get into that here shortly, but asking people is leads, not referrals. Just want to make that clear. Rick, what the hell's the difference between a lead and a referral? You can pause this if you're watching this on video, but hey, I saw your Facebook lead, LinkedIn post. A lead is a name and a number of someone who might be, in your case, looking for a loan. A referral came from a trusted advisor, like an attorney, a CPA, a financial advisor, a real estate agent, mortgage lender, estate planning attorney, family law attorney, someone who knows the person's situation intimately and can fill out a form and send it to you. And if you see that bottom one, my CPA told me to call you because I need a loan. Bottom left-hand corner, a lead doesn't even know who you are. a referral, you were introduced to this person by another person. I saw your Facebook ad. What do you do? What do you charge? Can I get a discount? Can I get $500 of your commission? You make 3%. How much? $1 million home. You make 30 grand. If a CPA told his client to call you on the phone, 99.9% of the time, Lori, they're not going to ask you how much you make. Their CPA told them to call you. When you advertise, you're commoditized, meaning they ask you how much, they ask you for discounts. When it's a referral, you're trusted and they just go along with what the person said. I know you've been with me for years. I know you understand. There's people watching this who just simply don't get the difference.
If they trust their CPA, then they're going to trust the person that the CPA refers them to. Yeah.
And there's only one caveat, Lori, and I said it earlier. The only way that's going to get screwed up is if you screw it up. It's been put on a tee. All you got to do, Lori, is pick up the bat and hit the ball. Mm-hmm. If you show up late, if you make mistakes, that's the only way you're going to screw this up. Because the CPA, and I'll give you ideas later when I talk about setting a coffee meeting on how you'll almost never get stood up. More on the differences between leads and referrals. Leads leave quickly. Yes, it could be a quicker sale. It could be. They ask for discounts. They want some of your commission. When you advertise, you're commoditized. I'll say that until I die. They want discounts. They're way harder to close. You have to spend a lot more time showing testimonials, building up your credibility, all that kind of good stuff. And the bigger ones is hard to get the appointment. You get stood up more, and then you got to pay for leads. Now with referrals, yes, you had to have a lot of coffee meetings. Yes, you did. Sorry. They leave slower. They take longer to get going. That's because, and I'll tell you why, if you lead generate, if you happen to actually close the person, yes, it will close quicker. But then whatever you did to generate that lead, you got to do it all over again. When you get a referral, like Lori, if you could get a CPA to send you a deal a month and you had 5 CPAs, that's 60 deals a year. And all you did was have some coffee meetings, and it becomes this machine. On the lead generating side, there's still a machine. There's a lead generating machine, but you need much. Lori, if you had 5 CPAs send you a deal a month, that's 60. You're going to have to unbelievably screw up to not close 55 of them, because the CPA knows they're looking for a loan. You don't close 55 of those, and then there's something wrong with Lori's system. If you got 60 leads off of Facebook, if you close 2, I'll pass out on the floor like this. But the time you spent on those other 50 people, it's a freaking nightmare. So with referrals, they leave slower. They take a little bit longer to get going. They almost never, if ever, ask for discounts. Price is an afterthought. They're much easier to close. They almost have no objections to ask any questions. The CPA told them to call you. You're almost never going to get stood up. And referrals are free unless you pay for referrals. I pay for referrals. If you don't, you don't. This I already covered. I'm going to cover it again. I covered this. It's POI, COI, SOI. In this world, it's power partner. It's power partnering. This is Dr. Cynthia Stevenson. Again, another client whose IQ is so much higher than mine. It's not even funny. She's a doctor. They don't teach this stuff in medical school. Rick is amazing. He's very professional. His direct button-down approach is concise, efficient, and effective. I was able to learn new speaking skills in a very short time period that has translated to grow 3 times my goal and twice the profitability that I projected in my business plan just now 4 months into my business. Because most people, when they network, Lori, I gotta do loans. I gotta meet everybody I can so I can get more loans. Breaking the law of reciprocity. A lot of people break the law. Networking doesn't work. Networking sucks. Networking doesn't work. So I'm going to go back to lead generating and cold calling. No, networking does work. You just don't know how to do it. So, Lori, had you and I never met, this would have been your life. And it still could be. Hopefully you're not doing a lot of cold calling. But no. Good. Before you and I ever met, and if you didn't know anything about it and you didn't know anything about networking, you wouldn't have much choice. You're going to have to start doing a bunch of advertising and knocking on doors and stuff. Your right side, that blue, is going to be non-existent the day you become a mortgage lender. And if you become a real estate agent, you're not going to have a lot of blue at first. You're going to have to start talking to a lot of people, telling a lot of people, and trying to look for business. I understand that. But as quickly as possible, I want to get you out of door knocking, out of cold calling, lead generating. I want your business to look like this. This is an unusual business because most people lead generating and all. This is an unusual business to have. No cold calling, just a little bit on advertising, and referrals are coming in like so many you can't even handle it. Like so many, Lori, you're going to need an assistant, or so many you're going to have to turn some people away, which we do all the time. There's nothing wrong with firing clients. They fire us all the time. So your job as a professional networker when you're dealing with clients, Lori, is what's their situation. Now, you named most of these already. And if you didn't name it, I did about 35 minutes ago. They're getting, because here's the thing. I want you guys, anybody who's lasted this long in the video, thank you for staying. Financial planner, insurance agent, real estate agent, mortgage lender. Of those four, who doesn't work with? If people are getting divorced, they're going to need 3, if not 4 of those. Getting married, moving in or out, having another child, inheritance. Somebody's inheriting money, Lori. The possibilities are they could get married. They could buy a home. They could invest. They could travel. I mean, there's so many things that they could do. They need a banker, a CPA, a financial planner, a travel agent, a photographer, an event planner. They need the wedding dress. They need to get the cake. If they're getting married and buying a home and traveling, think of the amount of industries they need help with. It's crazy. So, and then what's a new house need? Plumber, handyman, roofer, interior designer, painter, architect. Oh my God. People just, all they want to think is they want to meet people, and they want to think is, how am I going to help them buy or sell a home? How am I going to do their loan? How am I going to do it? Forget all of that. Think about what they need beyond you, and then you're a networker. Cold calling on the left-hand side, it demeans your industry. Cold calling, it's for losers. I'm sorry. Cold calling and door knocking is for people who simply either can't build relationships or don't know how. If they can't, they got to seriously work on their personality. If they don't know how, here's right here, because I can teach you how to build your network. When you cold call, the only reason you're cold calling is because you're not busy. If you're not busy, there is an interpretation that you're not good. I'm sorry. Especially dentists. I've worked with hundreds of dentists that have the issue with asking their patients for referrals or their friends and family members, because if I ask my patient for a referral, it means I'm not fully booked. If I'm not fully booked, I must not be that good of a dentist. Do you see how that goes into they must be a loser? Ask for a referral, client thinks I'm a loser. But there's a way you can educate your clients where you look like a winner and you make the client look like a winner. A lot of that's covered in the course. I can't cover everything here because then we have a 12-hour coaching session. We're already 58 minutes in. I'm about to fall over. If there's bad weather, do not call lists. And I put dentists, doctors, and attorneys don't cold call. Attorneys will be disbarred and lose their license if they cold call. You ever have a doctor call you on the phone and beg you to switch doctors? They don't do that. No. Because they have a network. Dentists do not, generally. But doctors have a network sending them, right? Blue Cross, Blue Shield, whatever it is, they have a network sending them patients. You need to build a referral-based practice so you have a network sending you patients, because mortgage lenders and real estate agents take the top 10% in all industries. They make as much or more. Certainly, without question, the top 10% mortgage lenders and real estate agents, there's no question they make more than dentists do. Maybe not high-end oral surgeons, but as a general rule, real estate and mortgage is more highly paid, absolutely, than attorneys, doctors. Attorneys make what, $400 or $500 an hour? That's nothing. We did a deal one time, Lori. We called the lady on the phone. She didn't have time to hear about the property. She wrote the check. 10-minute phone call. We made $134,000. It works out to $500,000 an hour. That's what you can do in real estate. Attorneys get paid when they work. Doctors get paid when they work. And dentists get paid when they work. Mortgage lenders and real estate agents, on average, make way more than those 3 industries. And those 3 industries don't cold call. So why in the hell are you cold calling? I don't get it. Insurance agents and financial planners absolutely make more than attorneys, doctors, and dentists. And if you don't, go to One Referral Away, get the course so I can help you make more. When you're cold calling in real estate, you got geo leads, calling systems, Vortex, RedX, databases, guys doing these seminars like, Lori, let's get fired up for our cold calls. Let's get your mirror ready, get your notes ready. Let's go. Oh my God. The average business person spends 15 to 35 hours a week looking for business. Ugh. Referrals on the right-hand side. People are calling you, Lori. Lori, I heard about you. They told me you're the only person talked about getting my loan. You want to do that? You want to, hey, my name's Lori, looking to see if you're looking to get pre-approved for your next loan. Left-hand side looks like, I don't mean to insult anybody watching this, but when you're cold calling, you kind of look like you're not good at what you do. You're not busy. On the right-hand side, Lori, people are chasing you. It's just a shift in mentality. You can be very picky with who you work with. So here's the thing, Lori, when you cold call and you get somebody on the phone, and a real estate agent calls somebody on the phone and come to find out they want a 1-bedroom condo, and you don't do that. You only do $1 million to $3 million homes. Now you just cold call yourself into a client you can't work with. On the right-hand side, if you build a referral-based practice and you teach your power partners what you're looking for, then everything that comes in, you'll be able to serve. They have this much, they have this credit score, they're looking for this dollar range. If not, don't send them to me. You teach your referral sources. That's your job. My referral sources never send me referrals. You didn't teach them. Referrals I get, they're horrible. You didn't teach them. Your fault. Hold up a mirror. Get the wrong kind of leads, crappy leads that stand you up. Your fault. You generated it. Referrals that you don't close. Your fault. You generated it, because you didn't teach your power partners what to send you. You teach them. There's not a hell of a lot of stress. If you look at the fourth button down, there's not a hell of a lot of stress when you're sitting there, Lori, and your phone rings and you pick up the phone. Hi, it's Lori. Lori, hey, just met with my CPA, and I'm ready to buy a home. He told me to call you so I could get pre-approved. Or, Lori, let's see. Let's look at the left-hand side, and Lori's picked up the phone all day, making her 100 calls. All right. I think I've beat the point to a pulp. I think it's that lava rock is now liquefied at this point. Don't freaking cold call. Now, having said that, you should cold call for like a month and never do it again. I have a whole video on this. I don't really want to go into this too much, but the biggest mistake people make in business development, hey, Lori, even in your travel business, whatever, you have times where the momentum, you're so busy, you almost don't want to go to the networking groups because you're freaking out. And see this line? Do you see my mouse? Right. So right here is where, Lori, you're freaking. You have so much business you can't handle it. My wife, Marcella, in 2020, I don't want to say last year because I don't know when people are watching this video. It could be 2030 when they're watching it. In 2020, during COVID, 2 different times, my wife at one time had 13 to 15 escrows going at the same time. Wow. Here's the thing, Lori. She closed them all, but whether you close them all or some fall off and they go away, Lori, when you're working on a loan, let's say you have 5 deals, right? And then these 2 people get funded, and now you only have 3. One screws up and buys a washer dryer, you lose it, and the other 2 change their mind. Mm-hmm. Well, you have 0, right? You had 5. You closed 2. Let's say you closed 3. This one screwed up and this one ghosted you. You still have 0. You are now unemployed. So right here, Lori, you are unbelievably busy. Right here, you've closed all the deals. But because as you got busier, you turned your networking off. See this line going down? Yep. So you're here with your business. You're here with your networking. Right here is called, oh shit. Sorry for swearing if you get offended, but I guarantee when you have no business and you turned your networking off for 2 months because you're busy, right here, you're going to scream, oh shit. And then you're going to ramp your business up, and then you're going to get busy again. And this is potentially going to happen again. So what we got to try to do is we got to keep it level, Lori. We got to try to keep this level because this is your income and this is your stress. Now, Lori, I'm going to take a quick bio break. I'm going to come back and I'm going to bomb you with more. Okay. I'll be right back.
All right.
Lori, you already have this, but I'll go over this real quick. So the one if you go to onereferralaway.com, you'll see this box. And when you click it, it takes you to a sales page, which kind of explains, it's a 12-part course. It explains the course. There's a couple different payment options. It's $795, or people can make payments. And if you're watching this video and you do the $795, then change the 1 hour of coaching to 2 hours of coaching. I'll coach you for 2 hours one-on-one. When you click the button, it takes you to this page. Now, if you do the $795, I'll give you 2 hours of coaching. If you use this code and you type in 200 in the coupon code, it takes the price to $595. If you do the $595, then I will do 1 hour of coaching, not 2, 1 hour. So that's up to you, however you want to do it. But there's a $200 discount code if you want 1 hour of coaching. These are the different lessons. I'm not going to go over them. You can pause the page. But this is what the 12 videos are on. It's 6, 7, 8 hours long, but I guarantee it can help you. You just heard Lori say it'll help you. Do monthly coaching, elevator speech training. You'll have access to me via phone and via text. Power partner is, the definition of a power partner is someone who sells to, serves, and consults the exact same person you do. They just don't sell what you sell. That's a power partner. Goes by many names. We've covered this before. COI, POI, SOI. It's basically when introducing two people to each other to collaborate or to serve each other's clients' needs. Now, Lori, you had just said you have a financial planner who sent you 2 clients. That's power partnering. And that financial planner breaks the law of power partnering if they say, Lori, I've sent you 2 referrals. You haven't sent me any yet. The second that happens, the relationship is pretty much over. That person should be sending you those referrals, Lori. And the only thing that should be in their mind is, I need my clients who need a loan to buy a home serviced by the best person that I know. I'm going to send Lori these people because I want financial planning referrals. Do you see the difference in mentality? That's why some people are going to be cold calling the rest of their lives, because they do not know how to build a referral-based practice, because they break the law of reciprocity. Power partnering is to find customers, to find power partners. You can power partner to find power partners. I'll teach you that later. You can receive customers from power partners. You can receive non-customers. You're going to get people who you can't help, but you'll be able to pass them on to a person who can help them. You can find jobs. You're definitely going to attain clients at the lowest cost of time and money. You're going to find better and more high-paying clients, and it gives you more time, because you're not spending 15 to 20 hours a week looking for business, then you can serve your clients better. It's the most important concept you must matter in order to build a referral-based practice. The following of the 6 laws and understanding what power partnering is. This is the information I provide when giving a referral, and this is what I request when receiving a referral. So this is for my land business, Lori. I teach people, power partners, how to send me referrals. I don't say, hey, my name's Rick, if you have anybody who needs a loan. So Lori, for my land business, I would like to know their name so I can look them up on Facebook and LinkedIn. The company, because Lori, I've met people back in the day when I was in corporate. I worked for Cisco Systems. I did some work with Juniper Networks, Extreme Networks, Covad, Eastman Kodak. If they've had a corporate background, I can speak to corporate. Plus, in our land investing business, about 80% of our clients use old 401ks. If I see they're a software engineer and they've had 5 jobs, there's a pretty good chance they have multiple old 401ks. And I want to know if they have old 401ks. So you're going to have to change this for you. I'm showing you what I teach people. If I don't get this, I don't call them. Let me tell you why. If this isn't filled out, then it's a lead, and I don't talk to leads. I know people are going to think I'm crazy, but I don't talk to leads. If I don't get this filled out by the referral source, I don't call the person. I get their name, their company name, what do they do, their phone number, their email address. If they have a website, I want to see their website. There's other things, and I'm looking at this going, there's other things that I put. This is a short list so I could get it to fit, but I want to know if they're married, and I want to know if they have kids. What city do they work in? Where do they live? What do they do? Hey, Mr. CP, what did you tell them about me? So if I was Lori, the mortgage lender, and I was talking about financial planner, I would say, hey, when you talk to them, why did you think about me? Oh, because they got another kid on the way and they need a bigger house. Boom. Then that helps getting divorced. And also, Lori, not every time, a lot of the times a financial planner isn't technically supposed to tell you how much they make, but if they say, well, they're a software engineer, they've been with Google or Apple or Amazon for 10 years, you go into Google and say, what's a 10-year software engineer at Google earn? And it's probably, between $140,000 and $200,000 a year with bonuses. Well, that's a good start. It just helps you get to know the person and the pains and everything that they're going. Lori, have you ever been married? I don't remember. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. But so I've been married and divorced. If you have a client who's been through that, then you'll have somebody to talk about how you can empathize with or whatever. You're a single woman. You want to work with single women, whether widowed, divorced. Hey, there's a lot of women. My wife makes a hell of a lot more money than I do. There's a lot of successful women out there, and you're one. So then you have this thing. Now, Lori, if you only want to work with women, then you teach your power partners, hey, I'll work with anyone. I would prefer to work with women under these circumstances. Then you're going to hit them with the quotes from your elevator speech. So there's a lot of education you have to do, and we're not even going to get to it today, Laura. It's in our next session. You got to get financial planners and CPAs and real estate agents and estate planning attorneys to meet with you. That's going to be our next session. But I can't teach you how to put the roof on the house if we haven't even built the foundation. All of this is the foundation, the mental foundation. And then when you're thinking about that financial planner who sent you 2 referrals, this is what I'd be asking myself to even help that financial planner love you more, is who would be of value to them. Who do I know that might want to meet that financial planner? Who would be of interest to them? Who would be good power partners? You might meet a really good CPA, and there's not a financial planner in the world who doesn't want to meet more CPAs. Mm-hmm. So then you start asking yourself, who could I introduce to this financial planner who keeps sending me business? And that sets you apart too, Laura. You said in the beginning, how do I get set apart? Are you starting to see how you're going to get set apart from other mortgage lenders?
Yes.
Lori, they don't do this. Mortgage lenders go, this is what every freaking mortgage lender does. Hey, my name's Rick Silva, mortgage lender. Rates are at historic lows, 1.8%. It's like free money. My grandmother could do that, Lori. My 80-year-old dad could do that from his living room. That doesn't make you special. Finding a financial planner who's already sent you 2 deals, and you start going, I wonder if I know a good banker or a good CPA that he might want to meet. Look at the next to the last one. Who could I introduce him to? Where maybe the 3 of us could build a big power team. Maybe it's Lori, a financial planner, a CPA, a real estate agent, and a banker. And they're in Walnut Creek. And then you build the same network in Pleasanton. Then you build the same network in Tracy. Then you build the same network in San Ramon. And you're the hub of all those different networks. You want to do that, or you want to cold call? So the definition of power partner is someone who serves, consults, and calls on the exact same people you do. So you don't have to call this out loud, Lori, but I'd like you to at least answer this in your mind. If not, write it down, whatever you want. How many different industries can you name for your travel business? And I bet that number is higher. Unless you spent time on the mortgage side, the travel agent side number might be higher. But either way, travel or the mortgage, and I'd like to stick more in the mortgage for this training. You should be able to name, like 20 is a joke. 20, you've put in no effort to come up with 20. Should have 50. My wife has 163 for land investing.
Wow.
But your top ones, Lori, are going to be real estate, financial planner, CPA, estate planning attorney, family law attorney, those types, insurance agents. Having said that, I want you to have, even if you only had 5 different ones, I want you to have 500 coffee meetings. Meet with 100 of them. But for the purposes of just generally not pigeonholing yourself and only have a few power partners, I want to go over this list with you. On the bottom, Lori, now, do you see how wide the pyramid is at the bottom?
Yes.
That's your competition. Do you see the top, how narrow it is? You're going to have no competition up there, and I need to escalate and elevate you to up there. But in the beginning, on the bottom, you're not going to have a lot of referrals coming in, and you're going to be spending a lot of time looking for business. And then as we move up, you're an advanced beginner in power partnering. All your competitors, everybody in mortgage goes after real estate agents. They do. If I ask a mortgage lender, the top 3 power partners are real estate agents, mortgage lenders, real estate agents, financial planners, and CPAs. But they don't know how to do the approach, but they're trying. As you move up, you become competent, you become proficient. When you become expert, you've had 400 or 500 at least coffee meetings. And when you're at the top, Lori, you're what I am for networking the 680 corridor and what I am for land banking anywhere in Northern California. And as one of the best known people in my industry for both, because I've had thousands and thousands of coffee meetings. That's the way the numbers work. That's the numbers of different industries. Okay. If you can only name 3 or 4 power partners, you're at the bottom. When you can name 50 to 100, hell, Lori, honestly, in your business, if you can name 30 different industries that are good power partners, you're at a level beyond compare, almost even 15. But if you could name 50 or 100 and then start having coffee meetings with all those different industries, there's no mortgage lender on. Mortgage lender is going to go, what's your secret? What's your secret? What are you doing? Because they're out, talking to real estate agents and cold calling. Now, to determine who your power partners are, you have to know who your perfect client is. Now, you named them in the beginning.
Right.
So you're ahead of 90% of all mortgage lenders who would say anybody who needs a loan. That's what they all say. Real estate, everybody needs a home. Anybody who needs a home is a good client for me. And then you have to ask the right questions. You got to use the power partner wheel and you got to make a list. So what does your client look like? So under what your client looks like, to determine who your power partners are, we can't even do that till we figure out who your client is. So let's say how good Rick's memory is for an hour and 23 minutes ago. A single woman, successful, a woman who's single because she's newly divorced. She's also single if she's widowed. Was there another type of, those are divorced, widowed, successful woman? What other types of good clients?
Well, it's also a single woman who's looking to purchase her first home. So it's and I do work with obviously all home buyers, but having bought and sold several homes on my own,
yeah,
I know that it's a different experience than if you're going through it with a partner.
Yep.
And I have had great experiences and I have had not so great experiences. Yep. So my goal is to partner with my clients and walk them through the process of either buying or refinancing a home when they're trying to do it on their own.
Perfect. I'm going to put that person in successful female.
Yes.
So successful female, newly divorced and widowed. The reason I'm going to put successful female, Lori, is because somebody might be watching this somewhere else. You live in the California Bay Area. You're damn sure a successful female to buy a home where we live at $300 to $600 a foot at the low end. So I'm going to put them under successful female, especially successful if you're buying in the Bay Area.
Right.
So that goes under what's your client look like. Then we take those 3 and we go into the avatar software, which Lori put that down. We have to work on next time. I have to. So remember when I said we're going to work on power, I think where to find them and how to get them to follow you. We got to do avatar.
Okay.
So what's their net worth or investable funds, personal situation, divorce. Yeah, I got 2 of them. I just don't have, I don't have widowed, good job, married, divorced, whatever it is. What's their situation? Now, when you look at this list, divorced, successful, widow, and you look at this, inheritance, bonus check, new job, marriage, divorce, new baby, then we got to go here. Who knows all these things, Lori? The short list is who knows about divorced family law attorneys,
right?
Real estate attorneys, estate planning attorneys, financial planners, CPAs are going to know when people are getting divorced. Widowed, pretty much the same thing.
Right.
Marriage and family therapist, for getting divorced, therapist of all kinds when it comes to divorce.
Hairdressers,
hairstylists, bartenders, hairstylists, nail salons.
Personal shoppers,
massage, even chiropractors know stuff about people. Yeah, it's funny, Lori, when I'm doing this and I'm not being recorded like I am now, I would start pointing and I'll do a little bit here. I say, who knows about this? Even though I don't have any, who's this? Right? And then who's this? And then who's this?
Right.
And then I'll point down here. Who does these? Right. A lot of times people are approved. And that goes to fitness instructors, and acupuncture and all that kind of good stuff. Because I've known a lot of women in my life who spent a lot of time changing their look and their appearance and their hair color and everything when they got divorced and are newly single.
Right.
I think they should be doing that while they're married. You know, why do that when you're single? I don't know. Keep it fresh. Men should be doing the same thing. Get fit. Don't get fit after you're divorced. But who are all those different industries? Because those are all power partners for all four of the industries I keep naming over and over: real estate, financial planner, insurance, mortgage. Then we look at it and we go, okay, we look at this list and we go, the first one, inheritance. Who's going to know about it? Estate planning attorney, financial planner, CPA. Bonus check, same thing. New job, recruiters, staffing, outsource agencies, stuff like that. That just took you out in a box, Lori, that nobody in your industry is thinking about hooking up with relocation companies. They just don't do it because they don't think of it. Marriage. So if somebody's getting married, you already have the power partners because you're a travel agent, photographer, wedding planner, event planner, limo driver, on and on and on. Divorce, family law, new baby, babysitters. I don't know. That's it. The list starts to get a little blurred, but you can see it's not really that hard to come up with 30 or 40 if you sat down and really thought about it. And then we have to figure out how to approach them. So we just looked at that. We just said, who has your client? Who has your client? We just did that. And you got to put a lot more work into that.
Right.
And then we got to kind of slow down, constantly look for sales. You'll always look for sales. If you slow down, take a step back, name those industries, approach them, get them to meet you for coffee, build relationships. And then that financial planner sent you 2 referrals already. What if you had 10 financial planners? What if you had 10 CPAs, 10 financial planners, 10 estate planning attorneys? You couldn't handle the business, Lori. That's when you get picky. So what we do is we put you in the top. This is all the different industry, all the different types of clients you work with. And you go, who would know, who would know, who would know, who would know? Well, insurance agents would know, CPAs would know, bankers would know, estate planning attorneys would know, real estate agents, mortgage lenders, on and on and on. And you just keep making these wheel after wheel and you fill it in, fill it in, fill it in. And Lori, you're helping people buy homes. When they move in, is there a chance they might need a gardener or a roofer or a painter? Generally, the real estate agent does that, but there's no reason you can't have those on hand to provide to your favorite real estate agents. What's going to set Lori apart from other mortgage lenders is when Lori starts introducing power partners to her power partners. Nobody does that, Lori, because they're taught cold call, SOI. Tell everyone you know you're looking to do more loans. No kidding. Duh. But what puts Lori, if I just back up, I'll hit a button as fast as I can. Lori, you want to be on the top of that mountain, baby. That's not by calling every financial planner and go, hey, my name's Lori. Next time your client needs a loan, let me know. That's called marketing. Doing everything we've been talking about is networking. This is what your life needs to become. You're gonna introduce real estate agents that, well, your mortgage, it doesn't matter. Put mortgage here.
Right.
This is such a general outline. It's not personalized for anyone. Real estate agent in Walnut Creek wants to meet the financial planner in Cupertino. I don't know, whatever. But these are different cities. Every one of these circle. Now, for those of you who live in the California Bay Area, Walnut Creek, San Ramon, Livermore, or San Jose, San Francisco, Pleasanton. Mm-hmm. Build networks all over the place. And how can you not, after a few years, be so well known? Now, Lori, with you have an advantage over real estate agents. Can you do a loan anywhere in the state?
Yes.
So if you live in San Francisco Bay Area, do you have to drive to LA to show them 50 homes? No. Real estate agents need to stay localized, or they have to refer it out and then they get a little piece of it. You could sit where you're sitting right now and do loans. So you can build networks anywhere you want. And last time I checked, Lori, I've done, I don't even want people to not believe me, but 200 or 300 coffee meetings in 2020 during COVID. Hey, Lori, you know what's in there? Coffee. Lori, where am I sitting? In my home office. I had all my meetings sitting right here. So when I say coffee, I'm talking about Zoom meeting, GoTo meeting, whatever you want. Mm-hmm. but you can have virtual coffee. You could build an entire network in Los Angeles, Lori. Who the hell would know you were even there?
Right.
So there's no limit to the amount of business you could build or where you could build your networks. It's all just an excuse that people use. It's not working. I'm not busy. But you're not doing anything. You're not networking. And then how many coffee meetings are you having per week? You got to have at least 5. Now, the next time we talk, Lori, I'm going to teach you where to find the people. I'm going to teach you a script that you're going to put in an email and you're going to send them. And they're going to be going, I definitely want to meet. I want to meet. When are you free? When are you going to, Lori, when can you meet? I'll teach you that in the next one. And those of you, if you're watching this, you're probably not even going to see this on YouTube because you got to buy the course to get that. Lori has the course, so Lori's getting it. You're not getting that for free. Fred, financial planner. Fred Steingraf. To say Rick is the preeminent guru of networking is an understatement. I've been working with Rick for about a year and was feeling anxious to better my networking skills. I did one-on-one training with Rick, and he completely changed the way I think about networking. His advice has enabled me to refocus and revamp how I network. It took me 10 years to figure this out, Lori. I'm giving you parts of the shortcuts. This is just the tip of the tip. If you've liked what you heard and you're interested, I can help you. It's onereferralaway.com. I provide one-on-one coaching. I got a 12-part networking course. I can teach you how to write all your referral script, all your networking script, all your approach scripts. I have very advanced software for all that. I can write all of your Facebook and LinkedIn posts for you. And here's that irresistible offer. It's one referral away. When you go there, you see this box. It's $7.95 if you want 2 hours with me one-on-one. And there's a description of it. There's the button you click. If you want $200 discount, you click the coupon button. You enter the 200 and it makes it $5.95. If you do that, you get the whole course. You get all the coaching. You get text and phone call access to me, and you get 1 hour. If you do the $7.95, you get 2 hours. That's my contact information. It's onereferralaway@gmail.com. That's my personal cell phone number. You can text me anytime. I hope you enjoyed the training, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.